Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to class. Yeah, Tuesday I wasn't able to make it to the class because of some sharp pain. I had to go to the hospital. But everything is good now. I hope, I'm still feeling some pain, but I think I will be able to do the class. So I'm sorry with what happened, and also about the link, the link for Zoom, the Zoom link. I know some of you, might have problems to join the class. So, on the syllabus, we were asked to write it this way. If everybody can see the, the Zoom. We were asked to write it this way because some students, some of them have some screen readers. So if you have a screen reader, so your screen reader can read this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think, the CCBC internet is acting up. So I hope it will not be a problem. So can you hear me right now? Everybody, can you hear me? Can you hear me correctly? Can somebody confirm to me that you can hear me? The internet, they say the internet was acting up. Hold on.
Barely. I'm wondering, is it because you're recording that maybe it's like a slower, like it's messing with the connection? Because we can't hear you right now. I can't hear you. Can anyone else hear me talking?
I can hear you. I can't hear him.
Yeah, we can hear you, but
I can hear you.
I can't hear the professor.
Okay, can you hear me now, everybody? Can everybody hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. You see, sometimes, CCBC Wi-Fi, act up, and I'm in my office at CCBC here. So normally it is a reliable internet connection, but let's hope it will not happen again. So I was saying, I'm very sorry, last time I wasn't able to make it. I was at the hospital. So, but now everything is okay now. So I was also very sorry about the, some people got issues to log on
Not today.
to find the Zoom link, you see. So what happened is this link right here, it is, when you right click on it, then you can open it. You see, you can open the hyperlink. It is a hyperlink. Yeah, I think this yeah, this is the second time it happens,
Nope.
yeah, the Wi-Fi here is acting up, really. Okay. So if it does continue, I'm going to try to put it on my cell phone. So hold on. Okay. Okay, if it does continue, maybe I'm going to try to connect with my cell phone, to do a hotspot with my cell phone. But let's hope it's going to go very well. All right, so I was saying when you go, let me share my screen. When you go down the list right here, you have also the Zoom link. You see, that is a Zoom link right here. Okay, that was a Zoom link, I'm sorry it happens to some of you, but everything now is in order. So Dr. Sarah Miller, who substituted for me, she informed me the class went very well. And you guys did 1.1, right? So you guys did 1.1 and so we're gonna continue 1.2, which is factoring by grouping, right? This is where you were at, factoring by grouping. Factoring by grouping. All right, so factoring by grouping, I think we saw a couple of examples. So if you go, let's pick up this example.
I can
right
hear
here.
what you're saying, but not clearly enough to understand.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
yeah, I think it's the internet. Okay, let me try my cell phone connection. So to see if it's better, okay? I think it's the CCBC internet that is not right this morning. So let me try to put it on my,
There's a couple people that still have their mics on. Sometimes that affects it too. If everyone turns their mic off except for him, that can help.
yeah, you can mute, but I think it is about that. So everybody, you can mute your cell phone. So, but I think it is about the internet. So, okay, I mean, let's see if it, can you hear me now, please? Everybody, can you hear me right? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. Let's hope it's gonna be better. All right. So this is. We hate with the technology thing. Okay, so let's try to see the next. I mean, one example of factoring by grouping. So I'm going to take an example of that. All right. Factoring by grouping. So what you saw with Dr. Sarah Miller is, when you look at this expression right here, can we see a GCF? Do we have a GCF here other than one?
Yes.
What is the GCF here? What do you think is a GCF?
Well, wouldn't you first put parentheses over the first two and the last two?
Okay, so this is doing the grouping thing, exactly. So when I look at this, I don't see no GCF because all four of them, I don't have X everywhere, right? So X is not in the GCF. I don't have Y everywhere, so Y is not in the GCF. When I look at the numbers 6, 9, 14, 21, the GCF is just one, right? So which means for this example, the GCF method does not work, right? So then we have a hint, which means factor by grouping, okay? And in 083, every time we ask you to factor by grouping, you're gonna do it neighbors with neighbors, right? These two together and these two together, okay? So we will not give you examples where you have to figure out the order by yourself. No, you see? So right here, what is a GCF out of these two, the first two ones? Can somebody tell me what is a GCF if I look at the first two ones?
3.
3 what?
3x.
3x, right? So for these two, the GCF is 3x. I'm going to factor 3x. I open up my parentheses, right? As they divide by 3x, divided by 3x, I get what? 6 divided by 3 is 2. X squared divided by x is x, right? Plus what? 9 divided by 3 is 3.
3y.
3y. The x is gone, and then we have 3y, right? Okay, that is the first one, the first two. So now the next ones right here. You see, every time you have this sign is a minus sign, every time this sign is a minus sign, if you want to factor, please factor the minus sign with it, okay? Every time this is a minus sign, factor the minus sign with it, okay? So, of course, 14x and 21y, the GCF is 7, right? But don't factor positive 7, factor negative 7, okay? Bring this sign with a factoring, minus 7, right here. Right? You see, if you do factor minus 7, then you will have chance to get the same parentheses coming out. If you do factor positive 7, then maybe you will not have chance to get that, okay? So minus 7 here, we divide by negative 7. Negative 14x divided by negative 7 is 2x. Negative 21y divided by negative 7 is plus 3y, right? And now you can see we have the same parentheses coming out. 2x plus 3y, 2x plus 3y, right? And that is my GCF now, okay? So now I can put 2x plus 3y out, and then I open up my parentheses to be done with the factoring. So basically, how much I get if I remove this one right here, how much I have left? 3x, right? If I remove this one out, how much I have left? Minus 7. Okay, and that is factoring by grouping, right? Factoring by grouping is, at first we don't see the GCF, but when we group them 2 by 2, the GCF comes out, okay? And again here, we don't have to worry about which one to group with which one, okay? We always group neighbors, right? We always group neighbors. All right. So I'm sorry, for the connection here at CCBC, I don't know what happens with the Wi-Fi. It's telling me time to time my connection is unstable. So do you hear me right now? Is that better? Okay, so let's do another example.
To use the Microsoft to log in, because it's
Yeah.
telling me to, you have to use
That's the-
Microsoft?
That's
Yeah,
the issue.
okay.
Log in without
Okay,
it.
so we coming back here. So now I'm connecting now with my cell phone now. My cell phone hotspot, because something is going on with the CCBC Wi-Fi. It doesn't work now. See, I don't know what is happening.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
hear you. Horrible connection.
Yeah, I know. This is I'm really sorry. So can you hear me now? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's really, I don't know what to do. I'm in my office. It is supposed to be, working very well. So.
Know what I'm gonna do.
Well, let me ask somebody else if they have problems. Let me ask. Hey, Sarah, do you have connection problems? Just currently? I get kicked out from Zoom, the CCBC Wi-Fi. They kicked me out like 3 or 4 times now. Okay. All right. Yeah. So
Class dismissed.
that is a technology thing, that is like a huge mess. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work, I don't know, last semester, I never had a connection problem in my office. I mean, the last year, the whole last year, I never had, but today something is happening. I don't know why. So,
Oh, I hear you good right now.
okay, now you can hear me, everybody?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you right now.
Okay, let's hope it's gonna be better. Okay, so let me give you another example. So, and then you're gonna try to do it factoring by grouping. All right, 12AB minus 14A minus 6B plus 7. Try to factor this by grouping. I'm gonna let you about like a couple of minutes to do it. You know, I hope everybody is trying to do it. This is a challenge for the remote learning is always to be engaged, right? That is a challenge of the remote learning. So especially if you don't have your camera on. So I think it does help to have your camera on. So it does help the students to be engaged throughout the session. Okay. All right. So can somebody give me the steps? You know, some volunteer. Okay, go ahead, Katie.
Okay, sorry, give me a moment. My kitten keeps trying to eat my earbuds. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so first we'll group the neighbors together, meaning 12AB minus 14A and negative 6B plus 7.
Thank you.
And then taking the GCF of 12AB minus 14A, I believe would be 2A, which would leave us with 6B and negative 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So 2A, which is a GCF of the first two, and of course you divide by 2A. You divide by 2A, these two you get exactly what you said, 6B minus 7, right? Everybody agree with that? Okay. That's the first part. And then the second piece, what you did.
Actually, the second piece is already sort of done for us, but there is still the fact that you have to factor the negative as well.
Thank you very much. You see, always factor out the negative sign here. Always, right? So which what you did minus, you see, it's like factoring out a -1, right? Exactly. So now what you get, and when you do that,
you get, by factoring out the negative sign, I believe you would get just 6B Yeah, you would just get 6b plus 7.
Do you get 6b plus 7?
Minus 7, sorry.
Minus 7. You see, every time we factor out a negative sign, what's going to happen to all the signs? They will change, right? You see, it's like factoring -1, by the way, right? Sometimes we don't put the -1, we don't need to, but it's like factoring out -1. So when you divide by -1, -6b divided by -1 is 6b. Positive term divided by -1 is -7, right? And then we almost half, we are half done. Don't stop right here in the test, right? You have to go all the way, right? All the way through. And your last step would be what, Casey?
It would be writing out each of the things you factored out. So you would put parentheses 6b minus 7,
Yes.
and then parentheses 2a minus 1.
Exactly. You see, everybody sees this -1 right here. When you see nothing else, if you don't have another GCF, it means you have one as a GCF, right? Okay, so that is one example right here. That example is very, very important because of the fact here we have -1, right? So now let me give you like, a couple of examples, let you some time to do it, you see, and then we're gonna go over it, you see. That is example number 1. And then example number 2. Okay. And then an example number 3, which is going to be more capricious, right? You're going to try to tell me why this example is more capricious, okay? So, okay, I'll give you like about, some good minutes for everybody. Try to do these right here by yourself. So, and then we're going to go over them. The last one is more challenging. You're going to try to find out what is the reason the last one is more challenging.
I see why the third one is harder. Can I ask a question or you want me to hold off until we get to it?
You can ask the question, yes?
Can you rewrite the equation and group them in a different way?
Yes, that is the point. That is the reason why it is harder, yeah.
Do I get extra credit for that? I feel like you're that kind of teacher.
Yeah, I mean, that was the
And you're-
issue.
For number 3, you're moving the second term to the end, correct?
Yeah, you know, the number 3 is harder because you have to
Yeah.
rearrange. You have to rearrange
Correct.
the order. So now, is there one way to do it? No, maybe like a couple of ways to do it. So,
Okay, but moving the second term to the end would be 1, correct?
yes. could
Okay,
be.
thank you.
Yeah. I think you should be able to just subtract the 25y squared and move that to the end of the equation. That should do it, I think.
Subtract 25y squared. This is plus 25y squared, right?
Yes.
So how you subtract 25y squared then? If it is plus 25y squared.
Actually, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about an equation. This is an
Yeah,
expression.
yeah, exactly. That is not, okay. So I think there's 2 ways to rearrange. One way is easier than the other one, okay? So if you change the order somehow, but this is not the standard, equation, expression you're gonna have in the test. It is not, okay? I reassure you. So if I wanna test you on this topic, I just give you a regular one, okay? Not an example where you have to, swap between the orders, stuff like that, because that could be hard actually, okay? So, all right, so who's gonna give me the steps for the number 1? Another one. Who's gonna give me the steps for number 1?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, so the greatest common factor there would be 2v squared, which would
2v
leave me
squared.
with,
Yes, for the
which
thank
would leave
you.
me with 7v plus 5.
7v plus 5, right? Everybody see that? Because you divide by 2v squared, you divide by 2v squared, and you get exactly 7v plus 5. All right. Okay, the
The
next
second-
what?
The second one would be the greatest common factor, be -1.
It's a -1, exactly. You see, same thing. You do that, and then what's gonna happen?
You should have 7v plus 5.
Exactly. When you divide everybody by -1 here, you get exactly 7v plus 5. Thank you. And then what's the last step now?
So the first set of parentheses would be 7v plus 5. And the
Uh-huh.
second would be 2v squared minus 1.
Thank you. Right. Thank you, Teresa. So 7v plus 5 parentheses 2v squared minus 1, right? So these are the steps. So this is like, this is a regular problem that you're going to have on the test, okay? That is a regular case. Okay, the next one. Who's going to give me steps for the next one, please?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead, Bianna.
Okay, so for the GCF, I got 6x squared.
6x squared
And
right
then-
here. Uh-huh.
And then in parentheses, I got x minus 8.
Yes, 6x squared. 6x squared. When we divide, you get x minus 8. You are right. And then the next one, what you got?
And then for the next GCF, I got 5.
Positive 5 or negative 5?
Positive 5.
Positive 5, thank you. And then what you got?
I got x minus 8 again.
You got x minus 8. That is right. And then final answer.
It would be x minus 8 and then 6x squared plus 5.
Exactly, 6x squared plus 5. Right. Again, this is like, the regular question that you're gonna have, right? The last one, I just put it out there just to show you that you can have an example where the order is not set up, right? The order is not like a good order, so you have to rearrange it, okay? So now you have some easy way to do it and some harder way to do it, right? So can somebody tell me what they did, how they rearrange it?
I can.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, I changed the order by moving the plus 25 Y2 to the very end.
Uh-huh,
And then I grouped the 24XY
uh-huh,
minus 20X.
yes,
And the next grouping was minus 30 Y,
thank you very much. Uh-huh,
Y, and then plus 25 Y2.
thank you. Okay, so let me stop right here for a second. Why we do that? Because if we take it as is, we don't see no way out. If you take it as is, that is very easy to check. You see, the first two ones, if we just go right here, the first two ones, the GCF is Y, right? This is Y. You see, it's gonna be Y, 24X plus 25, Y. And here's these two, the GCF is 10, that's 10, negative 10. Negative 10 is gonna be 2X plus 3Y cubed. You see, this does not bring me anywhere. So, which prompt us to change the order. That is the reason why we change our order, right? Now, I think this is a good way to change the order now. That is a good way, you see? Go ahead. Now, what you did next?
Okay, the GFC for the first was 4X,
4X, right?
and in the parentheses, 6Y minus 5.
Minus 5, right?
And the next is negative 6Y2.
Negative,
Is it
6.
6?
Is it negative 6 or negative
Oh, negative 5. I'm sorry. I wrote it down.
5Y2? Yes.
Yes. And then in parentheses is 6Y negative 5.
Minus 5. Thank you very much. You see, that way here is way easier than the other way to rearrange. You know, if you did it the other way to rearrange, you would find it, but it's harder. But that way is easier. See, thank you. And then you have at the end you have what? 6Y minus 5.
6 minus 5, and then 4X minus 5Y to the second.
Thank you very much. All right. Again, but this is an outlier. I will not give you in the test. I promise I will not give you in the test an example where you have to, to look what order will work very well, stuff like that. I will not give you that in the test. Okay. In the test, I'll just give you the regular ones right here. Okay. So that is factoring by grouping. Okay. So if we come back to the factoring, the first factoring we look at is the GCF, right? The GCF is always the first method we try to look at, always. Now, if the GCF does not work, now we try some other ideas, right? By grouping is one of the ideas. So now, look at how many terms, look at all the examples we treated. How many terms they have? All of them. How many terms they have?
Four.
The example
Two
so
terms.
far. They have how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? They have 4 terms.
Yeah.
So when you say by grouping, I will think about that method. I will think about it if I have, for instance, 4 terms. If I have only 3 terms, can I think about grouping? If I have only 3? You see, if you have only 3 terms, that's it. Then how you can group them? How are you going to group 3 terms? It's very hard to do, right? So the grouping method, we will think about it when we have 4 terms, okay? So that is the second method. So now we're going to see another method. If we have 3 terms, what we call a trinomial, right? If you have 3 terms, this is a section 1.3. 1.3, factoring trinomials whose leading number is 1. So basically, factoring x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so we're gonna see how to factor these right here. All right, so let's go through over this example right here. X squared plus 7x plus 12. We want to factor. Okay, so look at this. Okay, let's try the GCF. Let's give it a chance. What is the GCF here? Is 1, right?
1.
So the GCF doesn't work, right? Every time the GCF is 1, it does not work. So do we say this is not factorable, or do we say prime? We don't say it yet, right? But we know the GCF does not work, right? Okay, by grouping, 2 by how many terms we have here?
3.
Right.
We have 3 terms, right?
Yeah.
So the grouping, if I just have 3 terms only, the grouping does not work, right?
Mhm.
Okay, if I only have 3 terms. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to have 4 terms out of these 3, right? That is the idea. Basically, I'm going to do it by grouping, but I have to have 4 terms. What is the way to do it? I'm going to split 1 term in 2. Which term you think we're going to split? Which term you think you're going to split to become 2 terms?
7x.
The 7x. That's the idea. The idea here is this one here, to break it down to become 2 terms. Make it 2 terms. But very well chosen, right? You see how many ways we can write 7x? We have a million ways to break down 7x, right? 7x could be 8x minus 1x, right? 7x could be 5x plus 2x, 10x minus 3x. So we cannot end that, right? So we have like thousands of ways to write, but there is one way that will work, right? How we know that way is the only way that works is to find 2 numbers that multiply to 12, add up to 7. Only those 2 numbers will work. Okay, find 2 numbers that multiply to 12, add up to 7. I'm going to use only those 2 numbers to break down 7x.
3 and
Okay, 3 and 4. You see, somebody came up with an answer real quick. So find 2 numbers to do that. Find 2 numbers that add up to 7 and multiply to 12. Of course, right here, when you go over what are the numbers that multiply to 12, we don't have a lot of them. You see 12, we have 12 and 1. Is that a good choice, 12 and 1? No, because 12 plus 1 is not 7. We have 6 and 2. Is that a good choice, 6 and 2?
No.
6 plus 2 is 8. And then we have 3 and 4. What is 3 plus 4? 7, right? So we're going to take 3 and 4. So basically, my expression becomes x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12. Right? You see, now we can do the grouping now, right? Because of how many terms we have. Now we have 3 terms, right? I mean 4 terms. Now we can do the grouping, okay? So now we go by grouping these 2 together, These two together, we get x parentheses x plus 4 plus 3 parentheses x plus 4. Right? So we can get at the end, my answer is x plus 4 parentheses x plus 3. That is my final answer. Now look at closely to the answer, right? What numbers you see in the answer? What
3
numbers
and
you see?
4.
3 and 4. Do you recognize them before? Right here, right? These are exactly the two numbers we use to break it down the number 7x, right? So basically, what I'm trying to tell you, in the test, you can go ahead and write the steps, or for this particular example, you can go ahead and write the final answer. I will not hold you, well, I will not tell you why you didn't write the steps. Okay, we don't need to here. If you want to factor something like that, you don't have to do these steps right here. You don't have to do this. You don't have to show me this. You can just say, what are the two numbers that multiply to 12, add up to 7, right? You see, if in the test, for instance, what I'm saying here, if you have factor x squared plus 7x plus 12, you say this, you open up your parentheses, the two of them, you put x here, you put x here, right? And you say, what are the two numbers that add up to 12, add up to 7, multiply to 12, right? Once you get those two numbers, you just write your answer. You don't need to do the steps, right? You just write x plus 4, x plus 3. Okay? This particular example does not, I will not ask you to show the work for this particular example, right? For this particular cases, okay? So this is how we factor them. Again, why does this work? Remember, what is the number in front of x squared? What number you have in front of x squared? 1. This only works, what we did here, only works if you have 1 in front of x squared. If you have another number, you're going to see that. That is a different case, right? We're going to see that C1.4, section 1.4, if you have another number other than 1. But if you have 1, this is how you're going to do it, right? So, you see, these examples right here, they go very fast. Factor x squared minus 9x plus 20. Again, you can do this and just give me the answer. Think about it. The two numbers, they must add up to 20 and they must multiply to -9.
5 and 4.
Is it exactly 5 and 4?
Mhm.
What is 5
Exactly.
plus 4? What is 5 plus 4?
9. It's gotta be negative.
They have to add up to -9. So what they are?
Oh, -5, -4.
-5 and
Negative
-4. So you see, this is an arithmetic thing. Now, okay, this type of problems, they don't have steps. Everything that's at stake is arithmetics. Now, some students process the arithmetic thing very quickly. Some students are not very comfortable with multiplication, stuff like that, right? Then they have hard time to find the numbers, right? But how I go with that? I have to be organized. Do I look what numbers add up to -9 or what numbers multiply to 20? I look for what numbers multiply to 20, right? Now here, I have to target my search. You know, I'm searching for two numbers, right? I have to target them. So when we multiply two numbers and we get a positive sign, what that means for those two numbers? What is the logical conclusion?
Positive, but 2 negatives are positive also.
Okay, so it means they have the same sign, right? Every time this is a plus right here, this means the two numbers have same sign. Okay? You see, now I know in my head, I'm not looking for one positive, one negative. I'm looking for two, either two positive or either two negative, right? Okay, how I know, how I narrow my search, how I do narrow my search. I look at this one right here. They have the same sign and they add up to a negative sign. What that means? They both are what? They both are negative, right? You see, this narrows my search, you see, by following this logical stuff. But in most cases, we can figure out without even doing this, right? But just, you know, to do some logic, this is plus, they have the same sign. They both positive or both negative. This is minus, which means they both negative, right? And you still just tell me is -5 and -4, right? -5 times -4 is +20, right? And -5 plus -4 is -9. Okay, so, all right, so let me give you some here, try to do them. All right, what do you think?
I know the first one.
You got the first one right?
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna check that after. All right, so. Okay, so can somebody give me the first one? What are the two numbers you're looking for?
I will go.
It's 5, 5
Go
and
ahead.
2.
You got 5 and 2. Are they exactly 5 and 2? You have to be precise, right? With a sign.
X squared plus 5x.
No, it's x, right? You put x, not x squared, x and x here, right? And are they exactly 5 and 2? Which means x plus 5, x plus 2? What are the exact numbers? You see, we have to be very precise with the sign, right? What do you think? Are they exactly positive 5 and positive 2?
No, it's x plus 5 and negative 2.
And negative 2, right? Because, you know, the multiplication, they have to multiply to negative 10, right? Which means one is positive, the other one is negative. So x plus 5. And, you know, which one has to be positive? If the one, this sign is always the sign of the largest one, right? This plus sign is the sign of the largest one. So this is x plus 5, x minus 2. So now, what happens if somebody gives me in the test x minus 5, x plus 2? How much grade they get? What do you think? Do they get half credit or what? What do you think is how much they get?
0.
They get 0, right? You see, they get 0. So as much as these two answers look alike, this one is correct, this one is completely wrong, right? That is why do not rush. Do not rush. When you write your answer, make sure this is a correct answer. Make sure that you have the signs where you should have them, right? Because it's either the full credit or 0, okay? There's no half credit for this stuff. So, okay, the next one, what are the two numbers?
6, negative 7.
Positive 6 and negative 7. Everybody got that? You see here, they must add up to negative 1 here in front. So x minus 7, x plus 6.
Oh, I was confused with that because I thought that said 4 squared.
No, it's like x squared minus x minus 1x, right?
I thought it said the same thing. I got confused on that.
Okay, so you see, I mean, you got confused because you didn't see no number in front of x?
No, I'm confused because I thought the 42 was 4 squared.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Does it look like 4 squared? 16. It was 16. If it was 16, then we wouldn't be able to do it if it was 16, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. So next time I will write 42. Okay, the last one. What is the last one? Which numbers you guys come to you?
I want to go. I'm negative 15, positive 2.
Negative 15 and
Yes.
positive 2. Thank you very much. That is correct. Negative 15 and positive 2. Right? So, you see, so this is an arithmetic exercise, basically. It is an arithmetic exercise, right? So I don't try to over-explain it. You see, if I try to over-explain it, it's gonna make it seem to be harder than it is. Okay, so how about this one? X squared plus 2x plus 4.
You stumped me.
You got the two numbers?
2.
You got 2 and what?
Two.
2 and 2? Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, right? But how much is 2 plus 2?
4.
Also
2 and
4,
2.
right? You see, so it is 2 and 2 don't work, right? So what else do you think gonna work?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad, I'm glad nobody's giving me an answer, because this one, nothing will work here, right? This one does not work. Because for 4, when you have 4 right here, we don't have a lot of couples. We have only 2 couples, 4 and 1, 2 and 2, right? 4 plus 1 is 5, 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And even if you charge the negative ones, they don't work. So this one does not work. So we say this one is prime, not factorable. Right? So we don't force it, If you try numbers and those numbers don't work, we don't force it, okay? All right, so this is an example like that. So another example where we have now 2 variables, x squared minus 2xy minus 15y squared. Okay, so this example could look like, look like harder than the other ones, but in reality, we do it the same way we did the other ones. Because here, my focus here is on the variable x. What number I have in front of x squared? What number I have in front of x squared?
1.
I have 1. Since I have 1 in front of x squared, I can treat it the same way I choose the other ones, right? Which means I'm going to be looking for 2 numbers that multiply to negative 15, add up to negative 2. Okay? Now, how am I going to present? Yeah, I'm sorry. So how am I gonna present my answer here? This is the thing. I know I can write this. If this is factorable, I can write my 2 parentheses like this, right? Since here I have x squared, right? I know I can put 1x here. I put 1x here. Does it make sense to put x there? Because when you multiply them, what you get? X times x is what? Is x squared, right? That makes sense. If I put y here, and I put y here, do I expect to have numbers in front of each y?
Yes.
We do expect her, because look what number here in front of y squared is 15, right? So I expect to have a number here. I expect to have a number here. Now, what are those 2 numbers? The same numbers we've been looking for. They multiply to negative 15, they add up to negative 2. What are they?
-5 and +2.
Negative 5 and positive 2. And positive 3, right?
I mean, yeah.
Negative 5 and positive 3. You see -5 here and -3 here, and +3 here. That's it. So if you see an example like that, it is we do it the same way we did the other one, exactly the same way. All right. So let me give you another one here. U square go ahead. U squared plus 4uv minus 12v squared. How are you going to factor it out? All right, can somebody tell me, can somebody give me the answer?
I can.
Go ahead, Noel. You have?
Okay, we have U minus 2V, and then we have
Uh-huh,
U plus 6V.
exactly.
Yes.
Because the two numbers, they multiply to -12, they add up to +4. Of course, it's 6 and -2. All right. So that is, you see, this case is just, really, a regular case. So now if you go to the, let me give you another example. All right, so another example would be this. Okay, so first of all, please tell me why this example is different from the other ones.
That's a 6 in front of the A2.
Thank you very much. We have 6 in front of the A2. So in general, we don't know yet how to do these examples if it was not for the, so if I have something like that, and I wonder why I have this example in this topic, because all the examples, the A square is free, right? I have 1 in front of the A square, all the examples. Now I have 6. What come to my mind before I try to do anything? What come to my mind?
That there's a greatest common factor.
Exactly, thank you. You see here, you're gonna do the GCF first. Once you get the GCF, very likely the A square will be free now after you do the GCF. So first do the GCF, everybody. The number is big, but what is the GCF here?
6.
It is 6, right? The GCF is 6. Divide by 6a squared, divide by 6a squared, divide by 6a squared. I'm sorry, divide by 6. Sorry. We get a squared plus how much?
It's 4A,
Plus 4a minus how much?
32.
Minus 32. You see now, what you see now inside the parentheses, how is the a squared now?
It still can be broken down further.
Yeah, you see the a square now is free, right? I have only a square. Now, can I apply the same thing we applied here for this example to factor this one? Can I do the same thing? Can I do this? Am I allowed to do this now? See,
Yeah.
now we are allowed to, right? Because the a square now we have 1 in front of it, right? And then I'm going to be looking for my two numbers, -32 and 4. They add up to 4, they multiply the -32. What are those two numbers?
Negative
Negative 4.
+8 and -4.
4.
+8 and -4. It can be a plus 8 and a minus 4. Okay, if I give this answer right here as my final answer, what did I forget? What did I forget?
You have to put
The
this
6.
front.
Exactly the 6 right here. And that is my final answer. You see, in this example, we go for the GCF first. We do the GCF first. After the GCF now, we go ahead and we do the other one, right? So let me give you another one. And then we're gonna, I think, end with this one. All right, go ahead. Meanwhile, everybody, you can write your name on the chat for the attendance. Thank you.
Is there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck.
You
Is-
stop?
Is it? Maybe I'm missing something.
No, maybe. You find not factorables? You see what you're saying?
Well, the sum, two numbers, the sum being 5 and the product being 9, it's not.
-9, yeah.
So what do you do?
Okay, if you cannot find them, we just stop, right? We don't force, right? If we cannot find those two numbers, we just stop right there. So here the GCF is 7, right? 7 parentheses, get W squared plus 5W minus 9. Okay. So here, can you find those two numbers that add up to +5 multiplied to -9?
No.
We cannot find them, right? So we're done, you see? Okay, so we don't force anything. We don't force nothing. We are done, right? So that is the final answer. So, because the one inside the parentheses is prime, right? And finally, we're going to do this one and stop right here for today. What you going to factor out first? What number you going to factor out first?
5.
Only 5 or
Negative
-5, right? -5, right?
Yep.
You get V squared plus 4V minus 5. Now, can you find two numbers that add up to 4 multiplied to -5?
Yes.
What are they?
-1 and +5.
-1 and +5, right? Thank you.
And then you would add the
Don't
-5.
forget the -5 in front.
Yeah.
All right, so this concludes our class today. So, you know, after the mess of the first day, after the mess of the first 20 minutes of this, of this Zoom session, we hope it's gonna go more smoothly, right? Do not hesitate. If you need help, I have my office hours. You just connect to Zoom during my office hours. You can email me. You can write me. It's Google Voice. The reason I didn't answer very quickly is, on Tuesday because I was at the hospital. That was the reason. Okay. Other than that, if you write me, or you email me, or you write me on the Google Voice, I answer to you like almost immediate. Okay. So.
Question. Sorry.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
finished. Just looking at the quizzes.
Yes.
Other than, can we have a little more direction? I know I logged on to My Open Math, so we're supposed to be working on My Open Math, but when are the quizzes?
No, the quizzes, they will be, My Open Math, you only have homeworks, only.
Say
You see,
that
in My Open Math, you only have homeworks, that's it. So the quizzes, we're gonna do, the 3 quizzes we're gonna do, they're gonna be basically, they're gonna be posted on Brightspace, right? I give you about a time window, right, about a day. I will open a quiz for a day, for instance, but each quiz will be timed. Once you open the quiz, you will have like 30 minutes to do it, right? After you do it, you're gonna submit it on Brightspace, okay? You're gonna post your answer on Brightspace. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna do one practice quiz, just for you to see how to submit your answer on Brightspace, you see?
right. I just wanted to know when they are, just so we can have a little more.
When we have them?
Yeah, when is the first one?
Yeah, hold on. We have the syllabus.
Okay, I just want to make sure that so the only thing we're supposed to be doing outside of class is doing that My Open Math.
Yeah, that's it. You see, that is the syllabus right here. The first quiz will be September the 14th. Again, that will be right here. Everybody see that?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so again, that's going to be open. The quiz will be open on Brightspace. You will have about 1 day to do it, right?
Okay.
But it's going to be a timed quiz. When you open it, you have, for instance, 30 minutes to submit your answer, okay? So again, I'm going to do a small practice quiz for everybody, to see that, okay?
Okay.
And
Right.
the quiz is going to be posted on Brightspace?
Yes. For instance, September 14th, I will post it. I will give you until September the 15th to do it and submit it, for instance.
I have a question.
Yes.
I took a quiz. I think it was a practice quiz though, hopefully, because I did really bad on it.
Where you took it?
I took it on Brightspace.
Yeah, there's quizzes already there. That's why I was asking, like, what?
Are those supposed to be
No.
taken now or
If there is-
later?
No. If there's some quizzes there, it is from the Brightspace shell. So I have to go ahead and remove them. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about them. You see, if it is some, you see, everybody here, every instructor, they get a copy of the Brightspace right here. So they got the same copy. So if I have this, okay, you see, I'm going to remove them. Don't worry about these, okay?
That's what I did.
Yeah, don't worry about them. No. They were copied at the beginning of the semester. They were copied to everybody, right? So I have to remove them. I don't count them in my class. So I have to remove them.
Okay, so the only thing we're doing is homework outside of class.
Yeah. So far, the only thing you have to do is the homework. That's it.
And then it says the due date for the My Open Math, it says not till,
My Open Math?
yeah, they all say it's due in October.
Yes, I set it up like that. hold on, let me make sure.
I
My
just,
open math. Yeah, October 10th. Chapter 1, chapter 2. I did that. You know, I did chapter 1, chapter 2 due the same day. Okay, October 10th. So you don't have the pressure of the time, but I will encourage you to do the My Open Math as we do in class. You know, whatever we do in class, if you want My Open Math to help you, to do it at the same time, right? Don't look at the due date. You know, the due date is far away, right? I agree with that.
I was
But
just
don't
making
look at,
sure that was right.
yeah, no, this is right. You know, this is one way to do it, you know. So I don't do it like section by section. You know, I do it like chapter by chapter, you know. For instance, our first test will be about chapter 1, chapter 2. I did the whole My Open Math due the same day. But if you want it to help you, please do the My Open Math as we do what we do in classroom. If you did today 1.3, if you have some spare time, try to practice 1.3, right? This is how it's going to help you. Don't wait, you know, don't wait until October, you know, of course, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.